What's up, Misfit Maniacs? Misfit Maniac from Texas checking in here. Um, so I'm watching Texas football because I'm a Longhorn fan, and I decided to put it on mute, and I go to Jay Masters' channel, his YouTube channel, and he's live, and people are talking about the Brad drama. And honestly, I knew nothing about it. The only thing that I heard from the last podcast was that he potentially called into the post office. And so I knew there had to have been something between them, but it wasn't really talked about on the podcast. You know, I don't have Instagram, any type of social media, and I just started posting videos on YouTube. But I want to give my view, and it's going to be a pretty in-depth view on the situation that happened. And I can totally see why Brad is pissed off and wants nothing to do with Jay Masters. Although I do think they'll come together at the end of the day. But okay, Jay Masters. I know Lenny said this at one point. Jay Masters is an easy psychological read. And Lenny did not go into detail on that, but it's pretty obvious that there's a lot of things that Jay regrets in his life. I mean, to be blunt, the guy's a complete mess. He's obese. He abuses steroids. I mean, his life is a ticking time bomb right now. If he doesn't quit drinking and he doesn't go on testosterone replacement, he's going to die. He will not make it into his mid to late 60s. There's no way. And there's a good chance he might not make it to 60. But strangely enough, okay, a lot of you might be thinking, what are you talking about? You can see in this video that Brad does care a lot. Jay does care a lot about Brad. And the reason I say this is even though Jay indirectly just destroyed Brad and his mistakes and just threw out all of his dirty laundry, every single thing that Jay said, he followed up with, oh, Brad's a good guy. And Brad's doing the hard work. He's taking care of, other mistakes, and he's taking on new families, and don't be like me. I'm a miserable old man. And so what Jay was doing was he was basically voicing really how he sees Brad as making dumb decisions by marriage hopping, and getting with a single parent. Even though he's not directly saying that, you can tell that he's saying that. If I was Brad and I was his girlfriend or wife, I don't know what's going on with that. But if I were them watching that, I'd be pissed off, And it doesn't matter how many times that Jay says that Brad's a good guy and he's doing good work and stuff. Jay is speaking what he really thinks about Brad. Even though he really likes Brad, and that's apparent in this video. He doesn't agree that Brad should be getting married for the third time. And I don't know if they are getting married. Like I said, the only information I get is from the Delray Misfits videos and the podcast. So I'm assuming they're getting married, and Jay thinks it's stupid that they're in the third marriage. Now, the fact that Jay knows and says in the video the single life is BS anyways, he says, don't be a bitter old man like me. There's many things that contradicts what he's saying about Brad. He's basically saying Brad's doing it wrong, but I've done it wrong too. Like, I've done the exact opposite, and here I am, miserable, drunk, sitting alone in my truck. So, again, it's an easy psychological read. Jay Masters deals with a lot of demons. There's a lot of self-hatred. I said it before. The dude's a mess, and he is going to leech on and basically go in dry on anybody's weaknesses, mistakes, just anything people have done that isn't ideal. And people that do this are people that are miserable. And the reason why they do this is it makes them feel better about themselves. You know, when you're drunk and you're alone in a truck, and you have a friend that's back home, even though, you know, he hasn't lived the most ideal life, he's on his third marriage. At the end of the day, Brad's chilling in the house with a good looking girl, in a nice home. I think in the video he alluded that it was her home. She's in her 20s. She's a cute girl. He's not doing bad for himself. But because of the fact that he hasn't lived an ideal life and he's made a lot of mistakes himself, Jay is basically harping on those. And he's not doing it in the most direct way, but he's harping on those because it makes him feel better about his mistakes. It makes him feel better that he's in the middle of nowhere in a truck, wasted, by himself, and thinking, you know, when you're drunk and you're alone, you start thinking. And I think Jay Masters does that a lot in his truck. And it comes out when he gets on the camera. All the self-hatred and all the negative thoughts that he has to live with every single day driving alone on that road, it comes out when he drinks. And it comes out hard, and he burns bridges. And I think Adam Macleod hit the nail on the head. He said, how can you be mad at the guy? And you know what? I agree with that. I think if Jay Masters knew me, I mean, I don't know what he could make fun of me about. I don't have any divorces, or I'm not paying child support. I don't know. I don't know what Jay Masters could go in on me for. He harps on people's mistakes, like the fact that Lou used to be an addict. You know, all the Brad stuff that he talked about. You know, and even when he can't find things to basically bring you down on, he'll make awful statements like, I want to have sex with your wife and have kids with her and da da da. So that, my friends, is because he's so miserable. And he's an easy psychological read. I mean, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but if Brad does watch this, I would highly recommend you to not take what he said to heart, because the guy is clearly a effing mess. Okay. He's a mess. And, you shouldn't take what he says personally. He needs somebody in his life, man. His life is freaking pathetic. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but, you know, 50 some years old, morbidly obese, drinking yourself to sleep, lonely in a truck, abusing steroids, a walking heart attack. I mean, there's not much else I can say on it, but the poor guy's going to burn every single bridge he has, and eventually he's going to have no friends. But, you know, the fact that they've taken Jason back in the past, I have a feeling that they're going to take Jay back, because I think, you know, the things that Jason has done and accused them of is on the same level of, you know, Jay being drunk and tearing Brad apart. But most people, you know, the things that Jay said, most people are going to think like, damn, dude, 3 marriages, like taking on another kid, family. those are things that people think. And Brad has to not give a damn about what other people think. That's what he's got to do. You know, when you're at that point and you truly feel like what you're doing is right, hopefully what he's doing is right. You're just going to have to deal with people thinking like, Jesus, man, like you're going through it again. I wish Brad nothing but the best. I love the Misfits. I've listened to every podcast, watched every episode. Man, I hope it works out, dude. You got a good looking girl, nice home. Let's just hope it all goes well. Nothing but love over here, brother.